Hi friends, Christine with Essentially Styled. Today I am going to talk to you about the Flexi Sport. It'll be more of some elevated styles using the Flexi Sport. But first, if you're new and you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. I love doing tutorials that are quick, easy, simple, using mostly Little Rose products, but something that you can do even with zero hair skills, which would be me. So if you enjoy and would like the look of doing your hair, but you feel like you lack the skills, stay tuned. I think you may be excited like I was to find these products. But I am going to be talking about the Flexi Sport. This is a brand new product that came out at the beginning of September of 21. If you're seeing this later. And it is incredible. It is made out of a material that earbuds are made out of. So it's very grippy and it has a stick-to-itiveness to it. It stays put wherever you put it. It just has that grip. It also has the pin that's super strong and has notches on both sides so that you can flip it this way or you can flip it this way to capture either less hair or to make a tighter hold. So if you've seen the others, you know, maybe you've caught my other video talking about how great it is for biking, hiking, backpacking, swimming, the beach, everywhere. It is kind of your go-to clip, whether you're gardening or whether you're working around the house, whether you're just out and about with errands. It replaces the elastic and that we usually put in our hair, that it causes damage with breaking, and it's constantly sliding and requires adjustment constantly. With these, I say it doesn't slow down your momentum when you're running or whatever you're doing. You don't have to keep stopping to adjust your hair. It's one and done. But today I want to focus a little bit more on a little more elegant look that these can do. And they really are that versatile. So you can go from the gym or the pool out to dinner on a date. Or even appropriate for a wedding. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you about 5 styles, I think it was 5, ways you can wear this. And the first one I'm going to start with is a ponytail. And you think, a ponytail, how can that be elegant? But if you've ever seen someone with a ponytail and you're like, that ponytail is so cute, how does she do that? Mine don't look like that. Mine just look a flat ponytail. Well, there's a trick, and maybe pay attention as you look at ponytails that catch your eye as being a little more elegant or a little more elevated, and see if maybe this is what they have done. I just discovered it recently because I could see these ponytails that I loved and looked elegant and chic, and mine just looked frumpy. So here is one of the tricks that you can do to elevate that ponytail. So again, the pin's attached, so I'm going to come under the ponytail, flex this over, and the pin will slide through like that, in case you miss how I am doing that on the ponytail. So I'm going to turn around, and I am going to kind of rake that hair back across the top, and then I bring the pin under, it flexes over, and it captures that pin as it slides along and slides on one of those notches. Okay, there is ponytail. See, kind of plain. I mean, it's still pretty, it's elegant, but not really elevated. First of all, I'm going to pull out a little bit of hair from the side here. That's step one. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this hair and I'm going to pinch it just a few strands at a time and kind of pull that out. And it's going to allow you to do that, and it's going to stay put because of the material on the Sport. And I'm going to pinch and pull a little bit of that out, and it gives that hair a little bit of shape. Okay, so now it's got some texture to it. It's not just smashed against the head. It looks a little bit more elegant, and you can continue to do that. If you get too much, you might need to start over. You just want it just small little tugs that allow you, and it also doesn't make it so plastered against your head. It gives it some lift so that it's not pulling straight against your head. So that's the first one, is just tugging out a little bit of those pieces. And you can do that with any accessory where you have your hair pulled back. And I'm going to kind of do that with several of these. So with your traditional flexi, you can do that if it's tight enough. So you really want that security, but that gives you some texture and a little bit of volume to that. So that's the first elevated pony. Now the next one, I'm going to add a wrap to it to again give it just a little bit more. And to do that, I'm not using elastic. I'm going to take my hair and wrap it around the ponytail. And it's not much, it's just a little bit. The more you take out from the bottom, which I recommend rather than the side, or it tends to go crooked on me. But however much you take will determine how thick that band will be. So again, just pay attention to where that tail is, and hopefully I can tell with the video. Sometimes I can't with the lighting. And then I'm just going to do the same thing. Wrap that sport around, and then I'm going to pull and tuck. And this one isn't a lot different, but it does give a little bit more finish to it, where especially if you pull here and wrap around, it just gives a little bit more of a finished look. And then I can pull some out. Sometimes I will pull some out, sometimes I won't. But again, it gives it some of that dimension and just elevates it a little bit. If you use the smaller part, if you flip it so that it's smaller, depending on the thickness of your hair, you can even make that a little perkier. It kind of pushes it up. And that is going to be one of the ones I will show you when I do a half back style. That pushing up and getting that security will help. But for the next one, the perky ponytail. Okay, now this one is just your basic ponytail, and I am going to comb this back. You do need, for these next styles, if you're not pulling bangs out especially, and you have a part, when you do that push up, you have to be careful that you have combed it back from the top and have got that, and you don't leave your part open, or it wants to form almost like a boat. It'll start to separate. So you want to rake that back evenly, especially for the half back when I do the push. But for right now, I'm going to do a high perky pony. Now you get the best results when you bend over and kind of let the gravity do its work to get it up to the crown of your head. Otherwise, it's a lot of brushing to get it where you want it. So and all I'm doing this time, I did curl my hair a little bit and give it some curl, but I'm doing it on the tightest for my hair, which will make it hold a little bit tighter. Some people may not be able to go with that tightest wrap or tightest size. Stick that in there, squeeze it in. I put it on the smallest notch, and then I'm going to lift this up. And then I should have brought my other flexi, or not my other comb, excuse me, my teasing comb, because it would do better than this. I'm going to do some back combing, okay? And just lift up just a little bit of that hair and do some back combing. Like I said, it does better with the other. And then you can brush out that little bit, but that gives you a little bit more lift, and then you can still have the curls, but it's a little bit more maybe flirty look. You can bring bangs down if you like, but that elevated pony can be very dressy if you add some curl to your hair before you put that up, and then back comb it for some more volume up there. And a teasing comb would be better for that. Let me see if I can get some there. Yeah, the teasing combs would be great. The Lila Rose, this is the shower comb, which I generally love just for getting rid of the part when I do these styles, but the teasing comb would be ideal for back combing for some elevation. Okay, so now I'm going to brush that out again. And just as an aside, I did use some hair mascara to cover up my grays because I realized after I got out of the shower that my roots were screaming. So as you can see, it really tends to just kind of blend in. So side note for that. Now the next one I'm going to do, let's see, we did that. Now the half back. So there are several options you can do for a half back. And when you do a half back, I usually start at the top of my ears and come back. If you start too high, you're going to have hair that wants to fall through, so you just have to kind of watch that so that the volume stays. Now, do you see what I'm saying about the part here? If I do that, I get that separation. So that's why I want to try hard to comb that through as I'm doing that to avoid that. So you don't have that boat effect. So I'm starting just with a high half-back pony, and again I'm going to use the smallest setting with the curve facing up toward the bottom of the hair and putting that in on the tightest notch. Okay, and again I can back comb that if I want, but just that kind of adds just a nice dressy but still casual look. Now if I want to be a little bit more what I would say elegant, maybe an older style, I drop that down. I still need to make sure that I'm not going to get that separation there. So what I'm going to do this time, still bringing it back and completely separate it out. You need to make sure that you don't have anything from underneath. I'm going to take that upper half that I just gathered and I'm going to give it a twist, almost like, I don't know if it's not quite a full twist, but a half twist, but you can see that roll there. And then I'm going to bump it up a little bit. And you can see the difference of bumping it up, giving it that, it almost does that kind of pulling for you, which you still may want to do a little bit more additionally. Again, I'm going to use that smallest size or smallest setting. Go under and just get at the base of that twist, grabbing a little bit of hair from the other side, and then catching that. Now I am, and you can see just, you can do it lower or higher. That ended up being a little bit higher than I wanted it, but I think you get the idea. And then I'm still going to tuck and pull just a little bit here and there, again, to give it that volume. But it gives just a more elegant look, just something a little extra than your typical halfback. Give it that twist and then raise up for that bump. Okay, now the next one I'm going to do is, if you've seen my cheat French twist, it's a halfback cheat French twist, or the start of it anyway. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing, separate that out, make sure that that's not going to separate out from the bangs. Now I'm going to take my thumb over this time, and normally for a French twist I would just twist all the way up, but with this I'm just going to start it. So I just twist that up so that I have that little loop of hair, and then those curls will hang down. The longer your hair is, I think the more elegant this one looks. It looks really pretty with really long hair. It just kind of drapes down so pretty, especially if you have added some curl to it. Now again, for the halfbacks, I am using the smaller technique on this. I have it flipped so that it allows less room for hair. And then with that, I can kind of spread that out a little bit if I want, but you can add that. Now I don't necessarily want a big poof up here. For that, I want it to stay about level with the top of my head. So just another twist that you can do on a half back. Okay, now you can do using that same technique with all of your hair. And again, I said with all of these, especially if you have parted your hair, you have a pretty strong part, you want to rake that back. I am going to do the start of the cheat French twist. You could put it all in a French twist, but I'm just going to show you what I would call an undone French twist. So it's the start of one, but it doesn't go all the way in to where I hide the ends. So with this one, I'm going to take all of my hair and do that same thing. So I have that twist there, and then I'm going to leave that such. Now this time I'm using it, since I've got all of my hair, I am using the bigger opening so that there allows more hair into the clip, and slide that pin in, catches on a notch, and then you can add that. See, if you want the ends tucked in, you can. This is definitely a more casual one, and you can play with this if you like it messier or neater. but it gives, again, a different look. Lots of options. And it's hard to tell. I'll go back and watch this and see how they turned out. But you can, if you don't like the part sticking out, you can go ahead and tuck that in, or maybe give it a little bit more curl. But it is a simple option. Then, of course, the last one, I'll go ahead and do a full French twist. If you have a lot of really thick, long hair, this might be trickier to do. I can get away with it as long as I put it toward the top. So I'm going to wrap that toward my head and twist up into a French twist, and then I take those ends and just kind of tuck them in there. Then pull that hair over to get that smooth look. I'm going to use it on the biggest setting. Scoop under, pull it across, get hair from both sides, and have that like so. Now you do want to make sure it's straight, but that's an option. So elegant styles, I think you would be comfortable going out in to dinner. It's not just for the pool and the beach and the field. Lots of options with the Flexi Sport. It is probably one of our most versatile clips we've ever done. I mean, I love the swerve, but this is a game changer. And the reviews have come in and everyone's been very enthusiastically excited about it and love it, mostly because of the grip. Almost everybody mentions the grip to it. So if you have silky thin hair or silky fine hair that doesn't want to hold anything, this will be the clip for you. And right now it's one size. They are going to come out with different sizes later, but this is one size fits most. If you saw my other video, you can do a bun with it. Even if you have super thick, voluminous hair that won't fit incorporate all your hair into the Sport, you can do a bun, and I'll show you just real quick. This is a bonus one. I'm just going to wrap loosely. They're not very neat. You can get the neater if you want. Then I'm going to go in, catch a little bit of that twist, go grab some hair from underneath the bun, and then come up underneath, back up through, close to where I first went in, and catch that there. And then I have the bun security, really easy. And then I can go back and pull that out just to kind of give it some more volume if you want. Now I kind of like them. This ended up being right on the top. I usually try and get on the side, but lately it's ended up on top. So I have to work on that. But cute, another option for dressing up with the Sport. So when you're done working out, you can go straight to work with your Sport in or out to dinner. Well, I hope you found this helpful. Again, please consider subscribing if you found the video helpful. If you could give it a thumbs up, that would be great. It would help support my channel, and I really appreciate it, and I appreciate you. And if I can help you find a Sport for you, we have multiple colors right now. We did sell out of some of the first colors that came out. The turquoise, the purple, and the gray are now sold out, but we have fall colors that are beautiful. And this one is the brick. If you like that, and there's like kind of a foresty green that's an olive, and a cocoa, which is a really pretty soft brown. So if those interest you, let me know. I can help you and point you in the right direction. And there will be a link below where I'll point you to that, where you can find them. They will be listed under Sport if you need to search there. So have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.